You are at a party, holding a drink you are using as a prop. 4 people across the room laugh at once, and you think, that is fun, and I am not that. Robert Provine spent the 90s recording 1,200 real laughs, and fewer than 1 in 5 came after a joke. So what were the other 1,100 about? Not wit, not one clever line. Most people think fun is a thing you carry into a room, like a bag. It is not, and you have been packing that bag since school. Almost every laugh Provine logged came after something small and ordinary, and the room laughed anyway. Which means the funny people are not funnier than you. They are running something else, and every instinct you have about it is backwards. So here is the whole move, and it fits in one picture. All evening people drop small things. A half sentence, a stupid detail, something they will not even remember saying. You are the only one who hears them land. You pick one up and put it in your pocket. 10 minutes later you take it out and hand it back. Call it the pocket. You already do the hard half of that, and you have spent your whole life calling it a weakness. There is also one thing you must never pick up, and I will tell you what it is at the end, because getting that one wrong costs you the person. Everyone told you the same fix. Come out of your shell. Be louder. Have a story ready. All of it is one instruction, which is add volume. That turns you into a slightly worse copy of the loudest guy in the room, and there is already one of him. Watch what happens to him when the group thins out to 3 people. Nobody has fun near that guy. They wait for a gap, and they leave. You are the reverse. People leave you lighter than they arrived, and cannot say why. The why is small enough to hold in one hand. I am not above this. I spent 4 years being the quiet one who thought the fix was better material. I would save a good line, wait for the gap, and drop it. Sometimes it landed. Nobody argued. Nobody laughed either. They just kept going, and I stood there having contributed a fact. You know that exact silence. I thought I was shy. I was not shy. I was aiming. So what were you actually supposed to do? Nobody ever said, start with the scoreboard. Because the scoreboard is the whole problem. Volume. Speed. Who got the laugh first? On that board you lose every night, and you have graded yourself on it since you were 12. But does anyone in that kitchen actually keep that score? They do not. They keep a different one, and on the quiet one you are already winning. So what is fun actually made of, if not jokes? Provine's laughs followed a shared thing. A small moment 2 people were both inside. And that shared thing does something you can measure. Alan Gray and Robin Dunbar at Oxford took strangers and had some of them laugh together first, back in 2015. The ones who laughed together then opened up to each other, enough that a stranger watching could see it. So the laugh was not the prize at the end of being fun, it was the door in. And here is who that door was built for. To make it happen, you have to have caught something. A small, exact thing the other person let slip and did not think about again. You cannot catch it while you are loading your next line. The loud ones never have it, because they were not there when it was said. You were. You always are. So, how do you know which thing to pick up? Only small things fit in a pocket, and the headline is never a small thing. Work was busy, the traffic was bad, the flight was late, that is the headline, and everyone in the room hears it. You want the odd specific that came out sideways and got no reaction. The number, the name. The thing she did at 2 in the morning. If everyone laughed at it already, it is spent. If nobody even blinked, it is yours. Watch it on one real sentence. She says early, half laughing, that she reorganized her whole kitchen at 2 in the morning because she could not find the good scissors. Everyone moves on. You keep the scissors. 20 minutes later, somebody is talking about a weekend plan, and you say, evenly. Sounds good, as long as it does not end with you, awake at 2, looking for the good scissors. She laughs, properly, because you kept it, and because nobody keeps anything. And here is the part that hooks her without her seeing it. She is the funny one now. She said the funny thing. You just handed it back to her. You did not perform, you did not tell a story, you did not win the moment. You made her the person who is fun in that conversation, and her brain files that whole warm feeling under your name. And that is why it beats the clever line you never got to say. A line asks the room to judge you, and the judgment can go the wrong way. The pocket cannot fail, because the material is hers. You invent nothing. So what kills it? One thing, and I did it for a year without noticing. You explain it. It kills the pocket by feeling like the kind version. You say, remember earlier, when you said the scissors thing, and it dies on the floor. The whole engine was that she did not see it coming. Nobody can see inside your pocket, and that is the whole reason it works. Turn the pocket inside out, and she is looking at the lining instead of laughing. No setup, no remember when, no wink to the rest of the group. You just set it down and let it be strange for a second. So how do you get it wrong? Only a few ways, and they are the same mistake. You pocket the headline instead of the small weird thing, and it comes out obvious instead of fun. You fire it back in the next sentence, which is not a pocket, that is just being quick. Or you keep pulling out the same one all night, and now it is a bit, and a bit is a performance, and you are back to volume. One small thing, held, handed back once. And there is one you never pick up. Not everything people drop is yours to keep. If she let something slip that she clearly wishes she had not, that is not material, that is a nerve, and you leave it exactly where it fell. So here is the first thing I ever picked up on purpose. Somebody's kitchen, a woman I had met twice, and early on she let slip, waving it off, that she keeps an actual list of people who have wronged her and that it is alphabetized. I said nothing. Half an hour later, a guy at the counter took the last slice off her plate, and I said, evenly, that is a bold move from a man who does not know he is about to be filed under B. She lost it, because she knew I had kept the list. That was the first time in my life I was the fun one in a kitchen, without saying anything clever. But here is what happened next, and you should expect it too. She started catching mine. An hour in, we had 4 of these running. Little things only the 2 of us understood, and to everyone else, we just looked like 2 people who were inexplicably having the best night in the room. That is the whole thing. Fun is not something one person holds up for a room. It is a pocket full of small stuff 2 people keep passing back, and the quiet one is the only person in that kitchen collecting. Now the part I have to be honest about, because it is the reason you keep leaving early. You walk out of these nights certain you were the boring one. You are almost always wrong about that. Strangers were put in a room, talked, and then guessed how much the other one liked them. Almost everybody guessed too low. That was Erica Boothby back in 2018. People were liked more than they thought, and the gap was widest in the ones who were sure they had brought nothing. So what does that mean for you, the careful one? The more carefully you listened, the more certain you feel you failed, and the more wrong that feeling is. You have been walking out of rooms early. Sure, you were the dull one. In the exact minute somebody was deciding you were the most fun person they talked to all night. Not the loudest. The one who was actually paying attention. So that is the pocket. Now here is your task for this week, and I want you to do this one, not file it. It costs you nothing. Not a speech, not a story, not a single clever line. One pocket, one time. Here is what starts it. The next time somebody near you begins a sentence with how their week went, that is your signal, and the clock has started. Not your closest person, who already thinks you are fun. One ring out from there. The coworker you like and barely know. So what do you do in those first few minutes? Nothing. They will drop something small and specific, and you will feel yourself hear it. Keep it. Say nothing at all. Let the talk move on. Then, when they are somewhere else entirely, set that thing back down flat, like it is now a thing between the 2 of you, and stop talking so they can laugh. And there is one rule. Do not explain it. The second you say, remember when, you have handed her the lining of your pocket instead of the laugh. And the one thing you never pick up, the one I owed you. If it fell out of them and their voice dropped, leave it. That is not a small thing. That is a person slipping, and picking it up is the only way to lose them. You will walk off, sure, you barely spoke. They will walk off having had the most fun they have had at a work thing in months. So you will be at another party soon, holding another drink as a prop, and 4 people across the room will laugh at once. You are not going to say the funny thing. You are going to hear the small thing they dropped and put it in your pocket. So what happens when they start catching yours? That is the next one. Try it once this week, then come and find out.